What is up, LEGO fans? This is Tom from True North Bricks, and I have another LEGO Masters Season 3 exit interview to share with you. So recently, along with a bunch of other fan media outlets, True North Bricks got to take part in an interview with the Grandpappies, Patrick and Kerry, who were eliminated from the show in episode 3. So the interview started with a question about how they got into the LEGO hobby.
Well, the quick story, I went to an architectural photography conference and this guy said, you should have a personal project outside of photography. His case was aviation. And I said, I need to dabble in some LEGO a little bit. So I saw a postcard when I came home about a 10th annual LEGO contest at the public library. It was sponsored by a construction builder. And since that was kind of like my wheelhouse, being a little self-serving opportunity, I said, Becky, my wife, I need to win this. So I built a little micro city and entered it and won 3 first place prizes. And then I went to a LEGO show, Brick Universe, I think, Rocco, and Jonathan Lopez and Paul Hetherington were there, and they were so gracious. They said, you need to do this, go for it. And as artists, and so the contest came around a year later, reworked my city and came away with 3 prizes again. And it was just, the flame was lit, hit every yard sale, this thing called pick a brick wall and, brick link and all these kind of things. And then, develop a superpower, being able to purchase and sneak in LEGO to the house without my wife finding out. Built a new house with a dedicated LEGO studio that, it's here. It's just a love to create. I mean, I was a former woodworker and photographer, still am, but just be able to take something and create, I think there's something magical about that. And so that kind of fueled it. And then when I got the invite to audition for season 2, I said, no, I'm rookie. But then season 3 came along. I kind of threw it out there on a LUG group, and Patrick responded and he said, are you serious about this? And he said, let me ask you one question. Are you a grandfather? I said, yeah, I've got 3 grandkids. I'll call you right back. And that's where it all started.
And Patrick, for you?
Okay, repeat that question one more time because I really focused in on Kerry.
No problem. The question was, prior to LEGO Masters, what was the point when you realized that LEGO was going to be a big part of your life?
Well, I'll go way back a little bit. As things turned out, I was a single parent for my youngest son since he was 5 years old. And it was my effort to give him everything in the world that I could. And when he got to be about 6 or 7 years old, it turned out to be LEGO. So being the dad that I am and single parent, I'm going to give him everything I possibly can. So we went to Toys R Us quite a bit and bought lots of LEGO sets. And after a while, I backed off from any hands-on with it and watched him build. And there's lots of kids who were in the neighborhood his age. In this very same room that I'm in right now, it was a multimedia entertainment room with a big TV, and I'll call them like this, don't take me bad, all the neighborhood brats would come over and play with Patrick. Well, when they did, we'd break out the LEGO, and soon it got to the point of they took the sets apart and start building stuff, and I was amazed with that. It was several years later, down at Disney in November of 2017, that I took some of my family from Memphis down to Disney, and I got to meet my great-granddaughter, Addison, for the first time. And we're just having a ball. We walked to the LEGO store over in Disney Springs. She wanted her picture made with the big LEGO Buzz Lightyear. She loved Buzz Lightyear. And I'm standing there taking the pictures, and one of the little staff members came up, the LEGO staff members came up, and photobombed me with BB-8. And I absolutely loved BB-8. And I thought it was a static build, and I already had it in the back of my mind. Maybe I'll give myself BB-8 for Christmas. And she was making it do the movements, and I didn't know it moved. And I said, I put the phone down, quit taking pictures, and I said, show me how you did that. And she said, I said, I didn't know that thing did that. It's killing me to get back to Knoxville, Tennessee to purchase one for myself. And I'm going to go ahead and be the thrifty, frugal granddad guy. They were, Target had them on sale at the time. So ordered one from Target and got it. I put BB-8 together. There was one little niche that I didn't feel comfortable about. I'm trying to get everything going on. It was in the head. It wasn't that big a deal, but I played with it. I had fun, decided to take it apart. And I've seen how much fun Lego is. I know from years of building with the kids, how much fun we had doing it and watching them do it. And I took BB-8 apart, decided I'll put it back together in a couple of weeks. But then it grabbed me in the back of my brain. Patrick, you don't have anything to build. I said, oh my goodness, I got to go to Toys R Us. I got to go to Target. And my then lady friend, one of the times we were at Toys R Us, found one of the Lego books, and this was an encyclopedia. And she's all about books, has a PhD, by the way, not me. And she said, Patrick, you need to get this thing. I've looked through it, and it tells all about Star Wars Lego. It's an encyclopedia. Well, that didn't help me resist anything. So I began with Star Wars and joined a local lug group, which is the one Kerry's also a member of. I'm in Knoxville, he in Nashville. And that's my story for Lego. Now, being semi-retired and almost 100% retired, I have lots of time sitting around the house. And this room I'm in right now, you can see the wall behind me with some minifigure cases, but you can't see what surrounds me. It's about a 20 by 30 room, kind of an offset room, and it is just filled with containers and Legos. I can honestly say that I know I'm a Lego brick millionaire, maybe getting close to a millionaire and a half. Kerry talking about the pick-a-brick wall, he outdoes me at the pick-a-brick wall because I only buy what I don't have, because I've got so much already. But I've got 2 different builds going on right now that I'm collaborating with other club members on. They're big tabletop 30-inch by 60-inch scenes, one from Star Wars, and another one is a build called Otherworld, a possessed alternate universe. So if you could imagine an Earth universe that was possessed by creepy creatures, and the trees look weird, and the mountains and the water's purple, it's that kind of crazy stuff. And a crypt, and another thing I call the hive that's loaded with, but they're just regular people. They just live in a possessed universe. And those are the kind of nutty things I come up with what to do. And I love that. It keeps my mind youthful. And so there's my Lego story.
So what is your advice to new adult builders in the Lego hobby?
I would say good, excellent. It's a wonderful thing to do. You're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to get rewarded with everything that you build with Lego. And whatever you do, don't ever sell your Lego. Keep building. It's going to keep you young throughout your life. As far as kids are concerned, I'll go ahead and add this in. A lot of youngsters that have become teenagers bail to peer pressure around middle school age. I know that my youngest son did that, and all of a sudden Lego is not cool anymore. And those that did not bail to the peer pressure have gone on to become some magnificent creators. And I love seeing that, love seeing it. I would tell young people, keep building with Lego. Don't stop. You're going to get some peer pressure around middle school age, but hang with it, stay with it, because enjoying Lego and creating with Lego is going to be more of a life reward than you can ever begin to imagine listening to what somebody else's opinion is. Older folks, I'm glad I've ran it. There's an old guy. His name is Joe. That's all I know. And he works as Santa Claus because he's got a big white beard. But I met him several years ago at a bookstore called McKay's here in Knoxville, Tennessee, that has a used Lego bin. And in having conversations, I'm kind of chatty. He said, do you mind if I show you something that I've been working on for a few years? And I said, no, I would love to see that. I don't know if anybody here, you can go out and Google it, but the courthouse in Sevierville, Tennessee is a magnificent building. He built this from Lego. It is so accurate. Okay, every detail in that building he has put in there with Lego, and I'm going, wow. One of these days, I hope I have just 1% of that kind of creativity. I think he eventually sold that Lego creation to the city of Sevierville, and they have it on permanent display inside that courthouse in one of their big open areas, area, vestibule, whatever you want to call it. But it was amazing. This gentleman was older than me. I hope he's still alive. I hope I get to see him again one of these days when I visit that bookstore to see what they might have in there that I want to fill my bag with. And those are the kind of things that I've learned from other people that build. And when I chat with folks that are at the Lego bin when I'm there, ask them, have they ever heard of our LUG, Tennessee Valley Lego Club? And if they say no, I tell them how they can join that club and that we would love to have that. It's wonderful. It's rewarding. Oh, guess what? There's no fees or dues to pay. And the rewards are immense. I have people that send me Facebook messages and through Messenger on Facebook, and some that I follow and they follow me on Instagram that I've met at that same Lego bin that share with me things that's going on. You know, Patrick, it's been a long time since I've seen you. We need to get together. And as soon as I get my Lego room a little more organized, I'm going to begin to invite people into my home to come visit with me and spend some time with me. And those folks are earmarked. So that's me. Don't stop. Keep building. You know, have fun. Be playful. Be creative. Enjoy it. If you find yourself getting frustrated or disappointed, work past it. You know, there's joy and there's pain. Work through the pain. Cherish the joy.
Yeah, I would say, you know, most people will come up to me and say, you know, I want to be a photographer, and you know, a lot of times, you know, what kind of gear should I get? And along the same kind of principles, there's a 365 project where you just take your iPhone or any phone and take a picture a day for 365 days. Pretty soon you'll develop an eye for it. You'll get to see a world in a whole different creative mode. That's always my kind of go-to thing. And don't let the fact that Lego sets, you don't always have to start with sets. I didn't. I'm more of a pick a brick kind of guy in yard sales. You know, I'll buy cups of everything and you know, and start there. Just, you know, getting your pieces and start creating from scratch. You don't have to buy a Titanic or these little expensive sets. I mean, they're good, I think, for technique. But look at these little simple things on YouTube. Always be learning. You know, if you're not building something, you know, look on YouTube and look how to build little miniature furniture things and little cars and things like that. So I think a lot of times that maybe the pricing could be a really stumbling block for a lot of people. But just a handful of things, you know, I think it's one of those good exercises. You can take a handful of bricks. Part of the prep work that we're doing, I wanted to learn how to build faces. So I just grabbed a handful of Legos just blindly and started trying to learn how to shape a face with that. And, you know, do your little mini challenges that way. So you got to start somewhere. But don't be so overly ambitious, and don't certainly let finances be the barrier for that. You can start anywhere. You know, our Lego group had a little contest with 5 pieces, you know, build something with 5 pieces only. It's a great start. And it really stretches your brain that way. Just create and do something. So that's where I would say start. You know, you can overthink it, but just start somewhere. So good question, though.
How has Lego Masters changed or influenced your build style?
Go ahead, Kerry.
Yeah, I would say I'm much more organized now. So thank God to whoever invented the Ziploc bag and to the IKEA Corporation. Ziploc and IKEA should be your sponsors. You guys need to really, for each of you guys, sponsored by IKEA and Ziploc. I think being able to sort by parts, you can actually build faster and build more efficiently. But at the same time, I love getting a big yard sale haul, so to speak. You're starting to bag stuff up by parts and all that, and you find this one little piece, and you look at it, and it just sparks this whole different direction. You may see a little train piece, and it just goes in a whole different direction. So I think just being more organized. I would love to have a bunch of kids or interns to come sort my stuff and clean up after me. But no, I think the key organization. Yeah, I think key organization is just being able to officially find the pieces. Behind me is the IKEA drawers. I have nothing but tiles and architectural parts and windows only. Tires go in the closet. Plates and a whole different thing. It's nice to be able to grab and go because you can build on the fly. So I think organization is key to anything. I mean, it does apply to living a clean household life as well. So those principles work just as well. But stay organized so you can create better. So that's what I was impressed with the brick pit, how organized it was.
It was really nice to work with organization on Lego Masters. I've taken away from this right here. I need to learn more. I need to work more with what I'm doing. I need to get outside of here and do things differently. I'm a Star Wars guy. That's me. I want to build Star Wars every time. The big builds that I involve myself with exception of the Otherworld thing, and that was my first diversion away from Star Wars, is Star Wars. I'm currently working on Felucia right now, but I'm doing that not just because it's Star Wars, but because it is such a different, colorful, tropical planet. And I intend to tell more with my build the story of that colorful tropical planet than I do with the 501st encountering some battle droids and having a battle on there. And I'm having a whole lot of fun looking at different versions of Felucia and trying to create things. This is the top of one of the tropical plants. It uses a thing from Ninjago that a minifigure fits in, one of those little spinner things. And I found a way to connect it. And then I have a couple of trans-orange snakes that are attached to the pieces that are attached to that cyclone thing to stick up and make these weird, creepy looking things that I saw on season 3, episode 21 in some of the opening scenes of Felucia. And I said, I got to have that. I got to make it just exactly like that. And then I filled the cup with some trans purple and trans orange cheese slopes. So I'm challenging myself to build differently from stacking bricks, and how can I create that thing that looks more like the real thing, rather than building sets and collecting minifigures. And this one is challenging me. The scary thing about it is that the planet, the floor, the ground on Felucia is covered with all types of weird low-lying plants, fungi, and other stuff. So all those studs that are showing from the open field, well, I've got to put something on most of those. And I've found that adding color is joyful, and it is colors that I never thought that I would ever use on anything Star Wars. So it's opening up doors for me with how to build. And if it weren't for the challenges on Lego Masters, I may never have looked at doing things other than what my comfort zone is. And I'm totally still want to get out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to keep working my way through it, challenging myself to build differently. And I'm kind of excited about what might happen next.
Patrick, is this still a 1 hour podcast?
Yeah, go ahead with that one.
I'm just kidding.
You know, this is only a 1-hour show, don't you, Patrick? I even had a comeback after that, but they didn't put that on there.
Okay.
But
I'm just kidding. We love the banter.
I'm incorrigible when something happens to me when my mouth opens and I begin speaking. This invisible soapbox plops down on the floor, and I stand up on it and continue to lathe on.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great question.
Yeah, I think he just asked you, so how are you doing today, Patrick? And he just went, no, no, I'm just teasing.
Did I go off topic, Terry?
Yeah, he just asked you how you were doing today.
Okay. Oh my goodness, I can't.
Can you tell us some of the more memorable moments that you shared with either Brickmaster Amy or Brickmaster Jamie, either on or off camera?
Well, there was no off-the-show interaction, sadly. Oh, no, we did walk by and see Jamie sitting there and is sunning himself in the weather, talking on the phone to the other side of the world, to a friend of his, and we got to say hi, and he acknowledged every one of us as we were walking by. But that was, the rest of it was on the show. I found myself giving me a little bit of a kick, like, Patrick, you should have paid more of attention. You know, stop building when the Brickmasters come over and offer you some support. I guess really, as far as Brickmaster Amy is concerned, I kind of feel like she had a lot of praise going on for some of the things I was doing that, and I really felt grateful that I was getting that. It turned out to be more encouragement than I thought it was praise. And I love the way that she was able to put that. She was very kind with me. Jamie is on the technical side of things. He wants to offer some tips about how you can use a technical type aspect to create with. And I appreciated that as well, although I didn't execute with any of that. I went on with what I was building because that was what my mindset said, do this for this challenge and it's going to be okay. And so that's the route that I followed. But I appreciated that they came around tableside and interacted. I will throw this out there. One time we were over on set waiting to have some photography made, and we were told, hey, you guys might want to sit down and rest a little bit because it's probably going to be a few minutes. Well, I looked at this tall director's chair that said Amy on it. So I'm very pleased to share with everyone that I got to sit in Amy's chair. Kerry?
What Patrick said, I just felt that they're very encouraging, and I wish we probably would have had a little more interaction time with them to really get to know them, because all we got was little, brief fleeting moments and things like that. I think it'd been great to have a little round table, and like some of the your peers have done, actually have some great interview time with them, because they're both very fascinating people, and bring a wealth of knowledge. I'd love to have maybe have them do a lot more sharing of their wealth of knowledge and things like that. So if anything, that was the just off time would have been great. But no, they're great and very gracious and very genuinely interested in for everybody to succeed. I mean, they certainly didn't want anybody to go home, that's for sure. But yeah, it was great. It's part of that great experience. With them, and we already talked about Will Arnett, but they're just fun, a bunch of fun people. So